A good thing for investors at the moment is looking at the floor plans of their existing houses and
Houses that are for sale in the market or have sold.
either they're on the market or they're existing investments of these people, and they're looking at ways to increase their cash flow. Interest rates have been increasing, and when you're going into that later year of your life, the years of your life, you're looking at ways for cash flow to supplement your lifestyle, so you can retire. So there's the dual occupancy plays where people are actually converting houses into dual occupancy. So you basically can. I look at floor plans and you can actually put a kitchenette in there, seal up that wall, and have two essential occupancies, and you're going to increase your rent. So you might be getting, say, $700 a week out of the property, but you could rent both sides out for $550, $600 each. So then you're looking at $1,200 as opposed to $700. You work your way backwards. If you're investing $50,000 for that, those renovation works, and that's increasing your cash flow by $600.
Yeah.
Then you're like, well,
$600 a week times 52
divided by 50. Let's do those. Let's do those maths actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can start to see that what else can you do with your money that can increase that, give you that return on investment year on year.
And I guess that's something we're then moving into dual occupancy. Being those sorts of shared dwellings or share houses. And we actually, was at the start of this year, I think it was, we went down to Torquay and we went through one of your friends' houses in Torquay who had, I think it was one dwelling with maybe four self-contained five self-contained units, or self-contained rooms, I guess, with a kitchenette and a bathroom and a bedroom, wardrobe and all that sort of stuff. And she was killing it. So maybe we get her on to talk about the dual occupancies and what do you call those share house things?
You can call them, they're some people call them micro apartments.
Yeah.
Other people call them rooming house accommodation. So there's in Queensland, so different states have different rulings. So down in Victoria, in that area, they've got
That's correct.
a 5-room limit.
Yeah.
On the Gold Coast, it's a 4-room limit. In Brisbane, it's a 5-room limit. So different local government areas have different rulings against it. You need to have, and that's a whole investment strategy too. That's a cash flow play.
Yeah, and also we're mentioning this in the sense that you guys have gone away and done your research on the area to see if people in the area will actually rent these self-contained units, because I know that if you do this in Palm Beach or Burleigh, people are typically not going to rent it compared to, maybe they will, but compared to, say, Southport on the Gold Coast where close to the university is or something like that, right? So we've got to know the market, if the market wants that before we make the renos. Otherwise you could be spending a lot of money and not getting an ROI.
Every pod we do, we need to cover this on another pod.
Yeah.
It's a whole investment strategy, and it's an interesting market. I'll just drop a little bit of sugar on that to say affordability is a massive thing, and there's people that don't actually want to live in a 2-bedroom apartment or a whole 1-bedroom studio and pay $600 a week for it.
Yeah.
But if you can offer them a cheaper alternative at $300 for a room, where it gives them a bed, a kitchenette, their own bathroom, it's a lot more attractive. But there are downfalls to the strategy, just like there's pros and cons to everything. So we'll cover that. And if you are interested, leave some comments for us because it'll help us prioritize.
Yeah, if you've got questions around these types of homes, let us know. So then moving on to subdivisions. This is a pretty cool play if you can do it, right? But I guess you'd want to look at the market again to see if those smaller blocks are selling and how much they're selling for, and how fast they're selling, or how slow they're selling, or whether it's worth actually subdividing or not, right?
Yeah, well, it's subdivisions more out of the renovation scope and more into the developer scope.
Yeah.
But like everything, you do your homework. You don't just buy something thinking you can do something and then going and doing it, because they're the people that, when they go to sell it, they come to realize that, hold on, all that, what do you mean I can't sell it for $2 million? You're like, well, obviously you can't, because for $2 million, you probably go down the road and buy something that's amazing. If it, you got to do your due diligence, do your homework, run your cash flows with every renovation or development project.